and welcome to updating a listing to sold conditional or sold in command. Once you have your listing sold conditional or sold, what you're going to want to do is come back into the command system and come straight here to the opportunities section. Your opportunity already exists in your pipeline because we added it in there when we put the listing on MLS in the first place, or the exclusive listing. So what you're going to do when you come into the opportunity section is actually just go right to where that opportunity exists. So in this instance, because it's a listing and we know it's active, we're going to come here and just click on the little house symbol to take us through to our active listings. Now I'm going to select the listing that I want to update, which is right here, and to select it, I'm just going to click on the name of the actual opportunity, and that's going to open it up into the opportunity or transaction section, which you'll recognize from before as well. So the next step here is to just go back to the Documents tab and click on Documents, which is going to take you through the transaction end and the part where we can submit our paperwork to the office. Now, under the Listed section, where we had uploaded our original listing paperwork, we don't need to do anything else here because everything else should already be in the system. But what we do need to do now is select the Under Contract link and click on that, and that's going to load all of the deal paperwork that we need to submit for the property. So in this instance, we're going to have to submit our TIS confirmation, all of the offer paperwork that we have, as well as the KWRC reporting conditional or reporting firm form, depending on where you are in the process. If you don't know where to get those forms from, they are located within the AuthentiSign web form system, and you can go and check out our AuthentiSign and web form training videos to learn more about how to get those forms and how to fill them out. In order for the status to be updated on TREB, the office does need those forms, and keep in mind that the requirement for the TREB update is 24 hours, within 24 hours from the time the offer is accepted. So you do have to do this within a pretty tight time frame. So make sure that you have those forms completed and submitted to the brokerage as well. And in order to submit your documents, you're going to basically just select each of the documents that you need and click on Add a File. So what I'm going to do is make sure again that the manual is selected here, and then I'm going to drag and drop and browse on my computer. Now, please stop here and take note that if you haven't already separated out your documents into individual files, you need to do that now before you can upload them into the system. So if you haven't done that yet and you need to learn how to do that, you can go out and watch the video on preparing your paperwork to upload and separating your PDFs. And once you have it all done, you can come back in and continue the following steps. If you have that done already, that's awesome, and then we can just move forward. So what you're going to do next is click on the drag and drop or browse files on your computer, and it's going to load up any documents in your system. So what you want to do is just go to the section where you have the paperwork saved, and you're going to select the accompanying form that you're looking for. So the first document we need to upload on the list is the KWRC Transaction Information Sheet, or TIS. So I'm going to select that from my documents and hit open, and I'm going to see that it's going to populate here. I'm going to select Assign, and on the right hand side you're now going to see that the form is there. Now if you want to make sure you selected the appropriate document, you can just click on this link, and you'll be able to see and make sure it's the right one. Okay. Now the other way you can do this is attach multiple files up here at the top, which is a quick shortcut. So if I go to attach multiple files, I can now click on each of these individually without having to go back and add a file, and I can get through this a lot faster. So if I was to select confirmation of cooperation, I can come in, I can select my confirmation of cooperation, I can move on to my APS, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you can do it this way as well, which is a little faster. Once you're done, you're going to hit attach, and you'll see those forms will auto-populate over here on the right hand side. The third and final step of this process is adding any additional items that you might have. So if you scroll down to the bottom here, you're going to see that there's spots for all of our COVID forms. There's spots for rebates, mutual releases, advances, pretty much anything we can think of. But you might have an additional form of some sort. Usually a survey is one that's kind of common. So what you can do is just go to Add Item right here at the top left, and you can select the type of form that you're uploading. So let's say it is a survey, for example. I'm just going to call it the survey, and then I'm going to select a document type, and I'm just going to select disclosure. It doesn't really matter which document type you select, truthfully. It's just a matter of making sure it's outlined in a way that makes sense for the office. And then I'm going to just simply type in property survey so that I know exactly what this form is for. And then I'm going to go to drag and drop, and I'm going to add that file onto the system. Now I don't have a survey in here, so I'm just going to select this as a sample and hit open, and you're going to see it attaches to the bottom, and I'm going to hit save. Now what this is going to do is it's going to add my form at the bottom as a custom form, and you can see what it's called. I can see that it's a survey, and they can see that I've added it as a custom file. Once you're done adding all of the new paperwork that you need, including the reporting firm, reporting conditional documents, you can come back up to the top here, and you're just going to simply press submit to Market Center. That's going to then push your paperwork through to the girls at the front desk and to Heather, who will then be able to get the forms, make sure that they're all completed properly and accurately, and then update your status of your listing in Stratus MLS within the time frame required so that it does show the new change, okay? And that's really it. So once they have all the paperwork, they will start to process the deal. And if it is sold conditional, just make sure that once you have it firm, you come back in here, follow this exact same process again, upload your amendment or your notice of fulfillment of condition form once it's been received by the buyers, and upload your, report firm document. And then you'll be all set with that as well. And then the next step will be, once the office processes the deal, your open trade will show up in this section, your closed trade when the deal closed, and then of course your EFT once you've been paid. So make sure you are coming in to check this stuff so that you can sign off on it and you can get paid for the deal. Because if you're not checking in here, they're not going to be emailing you and reaching out to you. It is your responsibility as the agent to know that this is here and to come in, sign these documents, and get them back to the office. Okay, I hope that was helpful, and thanks for listening.